have you. This is the first episode of our Coffee with the Dean. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I'm honored to be the first one. Yeah.
So look, maybe we could start off. Can you introduce, you're doing a ton of stuff on campus right now.
Yep.
We were just talking about how busy you are in your second year. That doesn't surprise me. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing?
Yeah. So my name's Omar Rizk. I was born in Woodinville, Washington. I moved down to Moore Park, California, grew up there. I went to 3 colleges, ended up graduating from UCLA with a degree in political science and a minor in film. I chose UCI Law because of the pro bono experience as well as the robust clinical opportunities here. And like you said, I'm busy as a bee. You know, I'm involved with so many different clubs. I'm involved with SBA. I'm involved with Balsa, Masalsa. I'm involved with the UCI women's basketball team. I'm in too many things, truthfully, but you know, it's part of the experience. You know, I told myself, you know, I wanted to come to UCI Law. I wanted to be involved with as much things as possible, and I'm doing that to an extent.
Well, we were talking earlier. I grew up in Seattle area for much of my life. How have you liked the difference between, Seattle, Washington, and Irvine, California?
It's different for sure. I mean, the weather's great here. You know, it's usually, 75 and sunny. I must say, I'm not mad at the rain that we just got. You know, I miss wearing sweaters and jeans all the time, but yeah, it's great, the weather here in Irvine. Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the work you do. So I know you're working currently for a clinic. Which clinic is it, and what kind of work are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm a core student at the Civil Rights Litigation Clinic, and it is so much work, but it's a blessing. Professor Paul Hoffman, he's kind of I think he was the head of the ACLU for a little bit, and as well, we're working with Melanie Parto. She's a great civil rights attorney, and yeah, we're doing a bunch of police brutality cases, a bunch of U.S. involvement in China, which led to a client getting tortured, unfortunately. So it's heavy stuff, but I find like it's rewarding work. I said, originally wanted to come to UCI Law to make a difference, and I felt like the Civil Rights Litigation Clinic was one of the best ways to do that.
Omar, you've been here now a couple of years, but looking back, do you remember, why did you join us? Why did you come to UCI Law?
Yeah, so I think first off, having the chance to stay in SoCal, I think was a great fit for me. A lot of my friends are still here, my family's still here. Secondly, just the robust clinic program here at UCI. Pro bono has always been something I wanted to do. Having the chance to make a difference in the community, just in any sort of way, I think is really appealing to me.
Yeah, the pro bono program here is massive. I don't think I've seen any law school that has this many community opportunities, and frankly has students doing it in the very start of their 1L year. So I've got to ask, what sort of pro bono work have you done? And you said you want to make a difference. Why is that important to you?
Yeah, so I guess my first question for the favorite pro bono experience, it would be the Orange County Workers' Rights Clinic. I started it almost immediately in beginning of September, I believe, and I, didn't have a lick of legal experience in me, and we just had a great attorney, Mike. He works at Legal Aid at SoCal, and basically every other Tuesday we would meet with him, have about an hour lesson beforehand, and then actually, be able to talk with clients and do an intake with them, and talk with Mike and just figure out the best course of action for them. Obviously we're not attorneys, we can't give them legal advice, but just like in our eyes, what's the best course of action to help them with their problem? And I just found that an incredibly rewarding experience. I did that for a whole year and then another summer after my 1L year. And then, what was the second question again? I'm so sorry.
No. You said that's brilliant. You had said you wanted to make a difference, and so why is that important to you? And how do you see that playing, making a difference, giving back to the community? How do you see that playing a role as a lawyer as you graduate? Yeah,
I really think it's important to help underserved and underrepresented communities, and as well as someone who I always wished I had a mentor, someone to help me out, whether it was applying to college or whether it was applying to law school. I didn't have anyone I could talk to and really tell them about my worries, my concerns, my hopes, and my dreams and all that. And just being able to be a mentor to either children. We do the Saturday Academy of Law, and I participated in street law, in which we worked with a middle school in Santa Ana and just teach them at the very beginning of the law, and then really just spark their interest and imagination, and hopefully they can get into law too. I just think it's so important to help the community and give back, because I think we're, in such a privileged place, right now. So just being able to give back and give a little bit.
Yeah. So when you graduate, what are you hoping to do? What's your long-term game plan?
Yeah, so I graduate summer 2024, and I just accepted an offer at Andrews & Thornton. They're a firm that does class actions. So
congratulations. They do amazing work down there.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it was an opportunity to do plaintiff work. I always said I wanted to, represent the little guy and, again, make a difference. So, working on the plaintiff side, really speaks to me, and I enjoy it.
No, that sounds like a great plan. Well, you've talked about a whole bunch of different things that you've done, admissions ambassadors. You listed off all these student organizations. You've done the clinics. If you look back over the last couple of years and say, what was the most sort of impactful or had the most lasting impression on you so far, what would you point to?
I think just really having some great professors here. I mean, Civ Pro, my first semester, was taught by Professor Stephen Lee, and I keep in touch with him frequently. We talk, even he came to support me at our UCI women's basketball games, and I just got lunch with him actually like last week. And I think it just speaks volumes that you have these just great group of professors that are very open, and you can just pop into office hours, talk to them, and they're just very approachable. They'll ask you about life, and it's not even related to law school or how's your summer job search. Like they'll ask like, how are you doing? Like, how are you enjoying your time here? And yeah, I think the professors really just being so open and inviting really has made an impact on me.
You've had an incredibly successful couple of years. If you were to look back and is there a piece of advice you wish you had gotten as you were starting law school that you say, geez, if I had that information, that would have been really helpful for me? In hindsight, it's a tough question.
There's so many. You hear so much advice from upper class, like 2Ls and 3Ls, when you first get in there, like, make sure you block out your time, make sure you outline after every class, don't wait till mid-semester review week. I think for me, just being just regimented with everything, making sure I block out my day. I didn't used to be like that. I was kind of just go with the flow. I'll just study on my own time, and we'll get it done somehow, some way. But I really think being efficient with your time and really blocking out your schedule is so important in law school, because it's just such rigorous reading and synthesizing that you really need to make sure that you're on top of everything. So I think just blocking out your schedule is one of the most important things.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good advice. So I'm projecting my own experience, I think maybe from growing up in Seattle or spending time in Seattle, but this is Coffee with the Dean. Dean, how's your coffee intake gone in law school?
Too much. I think, especially during that 1L first semester, I mean, I was drinking so much coffee, I don't even think it affected my energy levels. Like I could have a cup of coffee at, I don't know, 10:30, because I had to be up late, and I think I could go to bed by 12. Like it really had almost no impact. But we toned it down a bit. We're switching to tea a little bit, but yeah, still drinking plenty of coffee.
Well, hey, Omar, thanks for spending a little time with us, and thanks for joining us on the first one of these with Coffee with the Dean. Really appreciate you coming out this morning.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.